Oh, how's it going, everybody? And we're back for another fun edition of All In.
All In! We're drinking hard news.
Yeah, so as you notice, we're not at HQ1 this week. We're actually at HQ2, where we normally do brew reviews.
Yeah.
And, well, as you can see by the title on the screen, we're going to do All In with Marilyn Manson.
He wanted to save this one and another one that's coming soon. No spoilers. Not this time. But he wanted to do this one with me because this one is actually near and dear to both of our hearts. But
yeah, more so him.
More so me, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to do Marilyn Manson. So,
oh my God. Go to church, people. Go to church!
So, where do I begin? So, Marilyn Manson, first time I heard them was, well, obviously on the radio, you heard The Beautiful People. And, of course, Tourniquet.
The Beautiful People.
But he got me really into them when he started listening to this album, Antichrist Superstar.
Antichrist Superstar.
Now, if I take this off and show it far away, we can't get banned.
No, absolutely.
But yeah, the album is so bad that they had to put a cover over the cover.
So, really quick to get some perspective, Brian Warner decided he's going to do some music, but he needs a gimmick. He needs something to make him memorable. So, he and his bandmates get together and say, you know what? We're going to take the names of famous women celebrities and famous serial killers. So he became Marilyn Manson for Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson. I think Twiggy Ramirez became, I forget what Twiggy was, but Ramirez was the Ramirez brothers who killed their parents, I think. I think that's who it was. It doesn't matter, but anyway, all the band members had names of famous actresses and serial killers.
Was John 5 kind of named after one?
I don't think John 5 was part of that.
Like, John 5 played for Manson, and then he later played for Rob Zombie.
He
also had his own solo career, too, believe it or not.
Yeah, and he's really good, too, by the way.
I love his solo stuff, actually, just as much as the band's.
I was introduced to Marilyn Manson in 96.
That's when this came out.
But it was... Actually, no, it was 97. We were in Votech. Because the people that I was hanging out with in the Votech, they actually had the albums and everything. They were huge Marilyn Manson fans.
Yeah, so we had 3 albums in at that point.
But Manson had a reputation for being a bit of controversial, a Satanist, highly questionable sexual innuendos, but
yeah, I got into Marilyn Manson because of him.
Because of me. So, what, the first album was...
The very first album... Yeah, so...
We're looking it up. Sorry.
Yeah, so I forgot to go through all the rules like I normally do. So since we're doing All In, what I do is I'll listen to the whole discography of a band, and I'll give my thoughts on it.
Yes.
The band in question must have 5 or more albums. Cover albums can count. I do sometimes talk about acoustic or live albums if the songs are original to that form. So here we go.
Those are his rules. So, Portrait of an American Family was the first album, I believe, right?
Yeah, let's go into Wiki. So,
okay.
Normally I go through the stats here. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 original studio albums spanning from Portrait of an American Family in 94 all the way to their latest album, One Association Under God, Chapter 1, last year.
Never heard of it, but...
I listened to it, I downloaded it, I thought it was decent. I'll give my thoughts on it here a little bit later once we get to the end there.
Yeah, Portrait of an American Family, I didn't listen to until way later after Antichrist Superstar, amazingly enough.
Yeah, so here we got, of course, like Prelude, that's the intro. You got Cake and Sodomy, you got the song Lunchbox, which... That was featured on their greatest hits. Good song.
That became a big song. Yep.
I think Beavis and Butthead even did a commentary on it.
Get Your Gun was the one.
Oh no, that's the one.
Yeah.
Then you got Organ Grinder, Cyclops, Dope Hat. That's a good one.
Dope Hat.
Get Your Gun.
Get Your Gun.
I love that one.
Get Your Gun.
Wrapped in Plastic, Dogma, Sweet Tooth, Snake Eyes and Sissies, My Monkey, and Cece Machine. And
great name, great title.
And then if you get the bonus tracks, you get Down in the Park, which was a Gary Newman song.
Ironic that Marilyn Manson would do Gary Newman.
And believe it or not, the Foo Fighters, I mentioned this in the Foo Fighters video, Foo Fighters even did their version of that song too.
Really?
It must have been a famously covered song in the 90s, even though it was an early 80s song.
Never even heard of it. but okay.
I only remember hearing the Foo Fighters version for years because it was also a bonus cut on one of their albums back in that time.
Okay.
But I don't know how, like, I guess it got popular within the bands and they just, it was a B-side for, like, 2 bands.
Yeah, okay. All right then.
And then they have a song called Brown Bag, which is a remix of Lunchbox.
Lunchbox, Brown Bag.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it too.
So then, moving on, this really isn't considered an album, but we're going to talk about it anyway because we listened to it. Smells Like Children, 1995.
That was more of like...
You had this one.
Yeah, that was like the first one I got, and that was more of like a compilation of...
I feel like it had more skits than songs.
Well, yeah, it was like a combination of skits, but also remixes of the same song. So, Cake and Sodomy is done, I think, like 2 times on this album.
And this is where their breakout song came from. They did a cover of Sweet Dreams,
which is a really good song. Amazing song.
This is what kind of got their foot in the door, so to speak.
Yeah.
They covered it was by Eurythmics originally.
Yep. There was another song on there that they did oh shit! It was a cover. I'm thinking. I can't think. Never mind.
But then
I put a spell on you. That's what it is.
Oh, that was Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yes, that was a cover.
So here we have in track listing Smells Like Children, Diary of a Dope Fiend, which was a Dope Hat re-record.
Yep.
You got Shitty Chicken Gang Bang. That's a weird title.
Which is a cool song, by the way.
Kitty Grinder, which they call it the Organ Grinder remix. You got Symphony of the Parents.
My
Sweet Dreams, of course.
Sympathy of the Parents.
Everlasting Cocksucker. Fuck Frankie. I remember that one. That was funny.
Dude, when I first heard that, I'm thinking, like, what is this shit?
And then you got, I Put a Spell on You, we just mentioned. We got May Cause Discoloration of the Urine or Feces.
Okay, hold up. That one. All that track is a phone conversation between a mother and her mother saying about taking her blood pressure medicine, because all you hear is the old woman going like, and then the woman is like, "Oh my God, you didn't take it today? No wonder you have a headache. Are you crazy?"
And then we got Scabs, Guns, and Peanut Butter. We got Dance with the Dope Hats remix, Dope Hat remix. White Trash, that's the acoustic.
Trash, get down on my
Dancing with the One-Legged. Then you got Rock and Roll, you know what?
N-word.
We can't say it on the air.
No, because we definitely will get banned.
And then we have the song Untitled, Dare to End It.
Yeah, but when God damn it. So, back in the day, we used to do CDs where they would send you 13 CDs for a penny.
BMG Music Club. So getting to this story.
Music Club. I got Antichrist Superstar and I got Smells Like Children from the BMG Music Club. My parents unfortunately got the package before I got home. They opened it up and saw what the hell it was.
But they left you still have it?
My father looked at he goes, "There's a song called Rock and Roll N-word." I said, "I'm not racist, Dad." He just shook his head and handed it to me. I guess.
Well, I'm going to say, like, this very CD here, we're getting the Antichrist Superstar here, and before we go over the album, I'm going to tell my story behind it. So, through that same club, you got me this CD, fucking CD.
I did.
And I brought it home from school, successfully snuck it past my parents, and never knew I had it till I was an adult.
Absolutely. But, if I may say, Antichrist Superstar is still, to this day, it's been what? 30 years?
It's almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years. If I had to rank my top 5 albums, it would at least be in the top 5.
So, let's go over the track listing on this one.
Love Antichrist.
I don't even need Wiki for this one.
Love Antichrist Superstar.
So we have
physical media, too. Look at this shit.
Oh, yeah, and
look at this shit. There's a CD in there. Remember CDs?
CDs nuts. So, anyhow, let's go over the song listing. So, we start off with the Irresponsible Hate Anthem.
Oh, fuck it!
The Beautiful People. That was their most popular song at the time. This is what got this album on the map.
WWE SmackDown used to use that as their theme song.
You got Dried Up, Tied Up, Dead to the World.
Love that song.
Their second single, Tourniquet.
Yes, good song.
Little Horn.
There's an apple in the pussy mouth.
Is it Crypto Torched?
Yes.
And then you got Demography.
Yeah, he has some weird names.
Yeah, Worm Boy.
Worm Boy's a good one.
I like Mr. Superstar.
Yes.
Super fuck. You got Angel with the Scabbed Wings.
Love that one.
Kinderfield.
Good one.
The title track, Antichrist Superstar.
Antichrist Superstar.
1996. I like that one.
Hailstorm did a cover of that one.
Yes, that was
really good.
Hailstorm did like 3 EPs of covers, and that was one of them.
Yeah, Lizzie Hale does an amazing job of 1996.
Minute of Decay.
Good one.
The Reflecting of God.
Yes.
Man That You Fear.
Great fucking album. Like, one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. And I'm not even a Satanist.
So then we move on to 1998's Mechanical Animals. And this one I think I did buy on my own.
Yeah, and this one is a little different.
It's got like a blue case. Don't you have the tape of it? You had
I do.
Set?
Yeah, I do.
Because I remember listening to it on my Walkman.
Some people did not like this album because they thought it was had like, too much of a techno feel to it.
You know, of all people who like this album, my brother liked it.
Yeah, it's good. Now,
and he was listening to country at that time.
Now, I don't listen to this album as thorough as I do Antichrist Superstar, but there are some great tracks on it.
Now, it's weird. They got the track listing on the side here, on the cover.
Which is odd.
Yeah, so I remember, like, my parents later found out that me and my brother had these CDs. I had this album at the time, and my brother had this one.
Right.
So my mom borrowed them just to listen to them, because we were old enough to make our own decisions, whatever.
Yeah.
But she wasn't too fond of them.
No,
but she was curious.
Satanic panic would be the words I use for this, because anybody, and this is the thing too about Marilyn Manson. Before we go to this, Manson was blamed so much for shit going on. The Columbine massacre.
Well, Rammstein was too.
Yeah, but like
I did a video on them as well.
The Columbine shooting in '99, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was '99.
These douchebags go through a school and shoot the whole place up. They listened to Marilyn Manson. They had like posters and the CDs and everything. So immediately everybody said, well, obviously Marilyn Manson has something to do with that. In the film Bowling for Columbine, the director actually asks Manson, what would you say? And this is the thing too. Manson is incredibly intelligent. You don't realize how intelligent this man is. But the director of that movie asked him, if those two boys that did the Columbine massacre were standing right there in front of you, what would you say to them? Manson, without skipping a beat, says, I wouldn't ask them a thing. I would sit and listen to them because that's what they wanted and nobody did. I think that's what all people who commit these horrible atrocities need, is just somebody to listen to them. And that's what I think the whole Columbine thing was, is that these two guys were bullied, they were ostracized, they just wanted to get people's attention. Like, you know what, we're just going to go shoot up a school. I don't condone it, but that's just how it is.
Alright.
Continue.
So, we start off with Great Big World.
Great Big Wide
And then we have The Dope
World.
Show. I would say that's the breakout song to this album. We have the title track, Mechanical Animals. Rock is Dead, very good tune. You can
all your portraits.
You can actually find that on the Matrix soundtrack too.
Yeah, Rock is Dead. Great song.
Let's see, Disassociative.
That I like that one better.
You have The Speed of Pain.
That's a good one too.
Postman. I Want to Disappear. I don't like the drugs,
but the drugs like me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That has more of a disco track to it, like a disco feel to it.
It's really bassy too.
Yeah.
And then you got New Model Number 15. You got User Friendly, Not Computers.
Not Computers.
And then you got Fundamentally Loathsome.
Loathsome, yep.
You got Last Day on Earth, very good song. I feel like the live version that's on this album is better.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's like an acoustic version of it when they do it on this album.
Oh wow, cool.
And then you end it with Come a White, which is another good one.
Yeah, Come a White's a really good one.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm torn between these two.
Antichrist.
Great albums.
Antichrist is still my favorite.
And then we have 1999's The Last Tour on Earth, which it's just a bunch of live tracks, but then they actually do like an original track to this.
Okay.
It's Astonishing Paramore of the End Times. That's the single off of it. So it's the only. They did like one studio track, and then like it's all the rest of it's live.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't know that one.
But like I just mentioned, Last Day on Earth. I like the version of it. I like this version of it better than on the actual album.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like very many live tracks better than the originals, but that's an exception.
You said it's like an acoustic version.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I guess you never really heard this album.
Never, but I can probably look it up on Spotify.
And yeah, it was another BMG deal. I was in the BMG club at this point, so I ended up getting. I got it, like, if you can look at the label here, it says BMG in the order number.
I think we all were part of the BMG club. I think we all
I was in it till it shut down.
It's no wonder they went bankrupt, because we all owed them money.
And then this one also has it, too.
Yeah.
So we move on to 2000's Hollywood.
Oh!
And so, as you can see, they removed the cover. So, no big deal here.
And there we go.
Yeah.
It looks all fucking wired and shit.
So what do we got here? My eyes are getting old. So we have the first track, God Eat God. Then we have the love song. Yeah. Then we have the fight song, which I think that was on. Was it on the Scorpion King soundtrack?
It might have been.
Disposable Teens. That was part of Blair Witch.
Yes.
Then we have Target Audience.
I think Disposable Teens, somebody used that as a wrestling theme song.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Then we have President Dead. Then we have In the Shadow of the Valley of Death. We have Crooky Fiction in Space. A Place in the Dirt. I like that one.
Place in the Dirt.
The Nobodies. That was actually a music video. The Death Song. Lamb of God. Not the band.
Not the band.
Born Again. Burning Flag. And then we have Coma Black. Coma White. We have Valentine's Day. The Fall of Adam. Pink Kill 33. Count the Six and Die.
This is where I kind of fell off of Manson. It's not that I didn't like him. I just didn't buy this album. But I listened to some of the stuff on it. It's really good.
Yeah, I actually like this album. I feel like, in my mind, from like Antichrist Superstar to this was his prime.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Peak Manson was around this point.
So then I gotta go to Wiki for the next
album.
album.
And now we gotta go to Wiki because we don't have those albums.
Yeah, so 2003 we got the Golden Age of Grotesque.
Okay.
So here we have the singles Mob Scene and This Is the New Shit.
I think I very vaguely remember Mob Scene.
Yeah, it's actually on this compilation.
Oh, well, okay then.
So we start off with Theater, which is an intro. Then we got This Is the New Shit, which was partly written by John Five, as I mentioned.
Okay, yeah, he was.
That's the song goes Rebel, Rebel, Bitch, Bitch, Rebel, Rebel, Bitch, Bitch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that
I do remember.
And then we have the Mob Scene.
Yeah.
And then we have Doll Dugga Buzz Ziggy Zag. We have Use a Fist, Not Your Mouth.
What?
Yeah, the Golden Age of Grotesque, I guess the title track. Saint. We have Kaboom Kaboom, Slut Garden. We have the song Spade, which is the shape of a spade.
Okay.
Paranoir. We have The Bright Young Things, Better of Two Evils, The Devil, and Obsequity, the Death Manson Scoid of
Manson,
art.
come on, man.
And
name your album's better, or name your songs better.
And then we have a bonus track, which is also on this album as well, Tainted Love.
Yes,
and it's part of another teen movie.
He did do Tainted Love. Kylo Lee was in that video. God damn, she looked hot in that. She was all gothed out and shit. It's amazing.
So, I mean, here's some good stuff here. Not bad, but not as good as what we had in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think he started getting too mainstream at this point. Like, people were starting to accept him, and he didn't like that, so he changed his shit.
So then in 2004, we get this compilation. So I just went for the greatest hits in this one.
Right.
So it just has, like, your normal hits, and then we end up... Oh, what was it? Oh, I know what it was. Personal Jesus was the unreleased song on this.
Personal Jesus, yes.
Yeah, very good cover. That's a lot of the reason why I got this, because it had to cover that plus some of the early stuff from Not Smells Like Children, but Portrait of American
Portrait
Family.
of American Family.
This one has like Lunchbox and Get Your Gun.
Yeah, Personal Jesus, I think, did get a little bit of radio play. Not a lot, but just a little.
I would say it was like the last song that got some play.
Yeah, and then he kind of fell off.
Yeah, but I mean, he was still around though. I mean,
oh yeah, he's been putting out shit for a long time.
So then we move on to 2007. We have Eat Me, Drink Me.
No,
yes,
thank you.
That's the name of the album.
No, thank you. I'm good.
And I didn't know anything off this album, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to go through here, read the titles.
Sure.
We have If I Was Your Vampire. We have Putting Holes in Happiness. The Red Carpet Grave. They Said the Hell's Not Hot. Just a Car Crash Away. Heart-Shaped Glasses. When the Heart Guides the Hand.
Jesus.
Evidence. Are You the Rabbit? Mutilation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Oh my God.
You and Me and the Devil Makes Three. Eat Me, Drink Me, title track. And I didn't think the album sounded bad, but at the same time, nothing real memorable.
Yeah, nothing sticks out. Like there was never any singles that he released on it.
I mean, he released singles; they just didn't get popular.
Yeah, they played them, but nothing really caught on to people.
So then we have The High End of Low. That's in 2009.
Okay.
And
don't know this one.
I didn't know anything off of this one either, but we have Devour, not Shinedown.
Shinedown.
Yeah, we have Devour, Pretty as a Swastika, Leave a Scar, For Rusted Horses, Armagoddamn Motherfucking Geddon.
That's awesome.
Black and White, Running to the Edges of the World, I Want to Kill You Like They Do in the Movies. We got Wow in caps, White Spider, Unkillable Monster, We're in America, I Have to Look Up and Just See Hell, Into the Fire, and the ending track is 15, which is actually track 15.
I think I may have heard Armagoddamn Motherfucking Geddon.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard that album. Or not, just a song.
Okay,
because
so
I remember hearing him saying, Armagoddamn Motherfucking Geddon.
Yep, that was it.
Okay, I heard it.
So then we move on. We're in 2012. We got Born Villain.
Born Villain. Okay. Not Bond Villain, Born Villain.
Yeah, I'm reading that. Born Villain.
Born Villain.
That way I don't fuck it up. I had to double check.
Clutch!
Shut up. So then we start off with Hey Cruel World. We have No Reflection. We have Pistol Whipped.
Okay.
Underneath the Path of Misery. Slow-mo-ton. Slow motion.
Slow motion. Okay.
The Gardener. The Flowers of Evil. Children of Cain. Disengaged. Lay down your goddamn arms. Murderers are getting prettier every day. Born Villain. And we got Breaking the Same Old Ground. And then we have a cover of Carly Simon doing You're So Vain.
Wow. I have to hear that one.
Oh yeah, that actually was pretty good.
Fucking Marilyn Manson doing Carly Simon's You're So
and that
Vain.
was a bonus track on this.
Wow. That yeah. I'm definitely looking at that.
Oh, I also forgot to mention, he also did a cover in 2006. It was the night. Remember the song Nightmare Before Christmas? This is how he did a cover of that too.
Huh.
I think that was in 06.
And that would work really well for him.
It did.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, I remember hearing it played on the radio once or twice, but it never really caught on as far as mainstream goes.
Yeah.
I remember it though.
Huh.
Okay. So then we're moving on. Okay, I thought I clicked on something wrong. My bad. Okay, so we're going to move on to 2015. We got The Pale Emperor.
So he's still releasing albums, people.
Yeah. So this actually has a track I do remember.
Okay.
So we're going to go through it here. Killing Strangers.
Killing Strangers.
We got the song Deep Six, and I do love that song. I heard it on Bob Rocks.
Really?
Very awesome tune, very catchy. Got to check it out. It almost brings you back to the old school a little bit when you listen to it.
Ah, okay, cool.
But yeah, Deep Six I would say is like the big song of this. You got Third Day of the 7 day binge. You got the Mistifles of Los Angeles, Worship My Wreck. You got Slave Only Dreams to Be King. The Devil Beneath My Feet. Birds of Hell Awaiting. Cupid Carries a Gun. Odds of Even.
Cupid Carries a Gun. That's awesome.
But yeah, I would say Deep Six was like the big track off this one.
Deep Six is the one you recommend. Okay.
Yeah, definitely got to check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so then 2017, he's still going.
Still fucking going.
So we have Heaven Upside Down, and he also had another one that was being played on the radio that I remember on this one. So we start off with Revolution number 12, Tattooed in Reverse, We Know Where You Fucking Live, Say 10, and then this track, Kill For Me. That one was also played on Bob Rock's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it's not... I don't like it as much as Deep Six. It kind of has a more of a mellow feel, but it's, again, kind of catchy.
Right.
I can kind of put it with, like, Last Day on Earth, kind of that kind of vibe. Then you got Saturnalia, you got Jesus Crisis, Blood Honey, Heaven Upside Down, and Threats of Romance.
Huh. Yeah, I honestly never listened to anything past Manson's.
Well, see, I was only hearing like there's a couple famous tracks that I think's famous from the last two where they were on Bob Rocks. They played them pretty heavily on there.
I don't even think I was listening to regular radio at that point. I think I was just doing CDs and tapes and shit.
So now, these next two albums, I didn't know anything off of them.
These are like the more recent ones?
Yeah, so now we're getting into the 2020s here.
Oh, he's still going!
Yeah, We Are Chaos. That's in 2020. So,
nice.
And he starts to really shorten his album length at this point. You know, 10, maybe 9, 10 tracks at this point. We go Red, Black, and Blue. We have the title track, We Are Chaos. Don't Chase the Dead. Paint You With My Love. Halfway and One Step Forward. Infinite Darkness. Perfume. Keep My Head Together. Solve Kagula. And Broken Needle.
Huh.
And... I mean, I didn't hate the album, but again, nothing memorable compared to what he did earlier.
Yeah.
And then here we move on to just November of last year in 2024.
Wow.
We have One Association Under God, Chapter 1. Does that mean he has another one coming?
I would assume so. Because usually when you do a Chapter 1, you're going to do a Chapter 2. So, isn't that right, Guns N' Roses?
Yep. So here we only got 9 tracks.
Okay.
So I'm only going to assume he might do another 9 on the next one. Who knows?
It's possible.
So we start off with One Association Under God, and actually, I think it was this track. I walked into my service coordinator's office, and she listened to a lot of rock too.
Yeah.
And she had this kind of cool mellow tune playing, like a mellow rock tune. I thought it sounded pretty good. And she looked at the title, and sure enough, it was Manson. It was from this album. She's like, that tune actually sounds pretty good. I didn't know that. I didn't know Manson was still out there.
Mellow. Yeah,
it was sort of mellow, but good.
Oh, okay.
Then you have No Funeral Without the Applause, Not If You Understand. Then you have As Sick as a Secret Within, Sacrilegious, Death Is Not My Costume, or Death Is Not a Costume.
Death Is Not a Costume.
Meet Me in
Purgatory.
Purgatory, yeah.
Yeah.
Raise the Red Flag, and we end it with Sacrifice of the Mass.
Huh. Okay.
And that's what his cover looks like now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like his covers, like this is 2020's Chaos.
Oh, he's got some great artwork on all of his covers, no doubt about it. Some we can't show.
Well,
that one, he looks like just a normal serial killer.
Yeah, like he was kind of looked normal on a couple of them here, like the black and white covers.
Yeah.
Oh, like in this one.
Okay. I mean, that's so cool that he's actually still out there doing music, even in last year, as far as last year.
Yeah, like he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't make music for mainstream acceptance. He doesn't do it for airplay. He doesn't do it. MTV's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like he hadn't stirred up any controversy since maybe the 90s, late 90s, 2000s.
He has done some acting here and there, but his passion is music, and I applaud him for that. He is an artist.
And he's still out there touring till this day.
Yeah. I mean, the man has survived, 2 decades almost?
more like 3.
3 decades,
yes.
almost?
Yeah, so his discography spanned from 94 to 24.
And that's something that you can admire, is the guy, he doesn't sell out. He sticks to his theme, which is weirdly bizarre. He has some great title tracks. He has some great track listings. I mean, the guy, and he survived for almost 3 decades, so props for that. I salute you, sir.
So, moving on to the ratings. We're going to do this in eras like I normally do.
Yep.
I try to break it off in decades as much as I can here. So we're gonna do 90s, which he had 3 albums. Well, we'll say 4 with "Smells Like Children."
4 with "Smells Like Children."
Because you had that album, I borrowed it a couple times. We used to listen to it.
Traded around the bus.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
Just like Stranglemania.
Just like Stranglemania. We should review that one.
Yeah.
But
that was the ICP though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So, I would say my least favorite from the 90s was "Smells Like Children," just because I feel like there was too many skits.
Too many skits. It's a compilation. It's a remix of most of the songs. The only 2 original songs are remakes of something else.
Yeah, like we mentioned, "Sweet Dreams" and "I Put a Spell on You." They were remakes.
I'd put that low on the totem pole. Not a bad album, but if you're expecting music, you're probably not going to find too much new on there.
But as far as my favorites from the 90s, I'm kind of tied between Antichrist Superstar and Mechanical Animals. Both good albums.
Top 5 album of all time. Antichrist Superstar.
Oh man, you used to blast that shit in your Dodge 600 with the tape adapter.
Absolutely. Again, top 5. And if I had to rank them, Antichrist would be number 1. Mechanical Animals, definitely number 2. Portrait, American Family, number 3. Smells Like Children, number 4.
I did like Portrait of American Family too. It was a good and solid sounding album.
Absolutely.
That's where you got Get Your Gun and Lunchbox.
Yo, gun.
2000's Marilyn Manson. We have 4 albums in that decade. And I would say my favorite from that decade would be Hollywood, because they were kind of coming off that era from the 90s. Still real good stuff. The Golden Age of Grotesque, liked it, but not as much. Eat Me, Drink Me, and The High End of the Low. Good, but not memorable.
Eat Me, Drink Me. I love that name.
So I'm going to put them 2 tied at the low end.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to rank 2012 or 2010s to now.
Okay.
They have 5 albums. So we have Born Villain, The Pale Emperor, Heaven Upside Down, We Are Chaos, and One Association Under God.
Yeah.
So I would say my favorite would have to be The Pale Emperor, just because of the song Deep Six.
Deep Six is your shit. Right.
That's my favorite jam from modern era Marilyn Manson ever.
Right.
Very, very catchy, very, very good beat.
You've sold me on it. I have to go.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out.
I have to go listen to it now.
One Association Under God, Chapter 1. It actually was pretty good. I liked it. I recommend checking it out.
Chapter 1 is number 2. Gotcha.
Yeah, number 2 we might get later.
Okay, yeah.
If so, I'll go over it during an all-in update video.
Update.
Yeah, update. Which some of the bands I already featured on this show have released new material since then, so I will do an update video eventually with all of them. And then maybe down at the bottom, I would say We Are Chaos.
Yeah.
Again, don't hate it, just not memorable.
Not memorable.
So I really didn't hate any of the albums here, but not memorable in that one.
No. Like I said, Manson has a style that often imitated but never duplicated. He was the first. He had a lot of controversy about him, especially the way that he removed a couple of his ribs to perform self-fellatio, which was never proven.
Do you remember, I remember, right after you got into Marilyn Manson, even before you got me my copy of Antichrist Superstar, didn't he fake his own death or something?
There were so many rumors about Manson that he faked his own death. He was Paul Pfeiffer from the Wonder Years, which is such bullshit.
I remember hearing that rumor, though.
That he removed 3 of his ribs to perform oral sex on himself. It's just such bullshit. And he probably spread it out there because he thought, people are so goddamn stupid, they'll believe anything they want.
So, in conclusion, Marilyn Manson, definitely recommend checking out their whole discography.
If
you might miss some hidden gems.
If you want like good, solid metal against conformity shit, Marilyn Manson is probably your jam, because
how the fuck did he span 30 years already?
I don't know, but he don't conform to shit. And I would
back when he came out, the Beatles hadn't had 30 years in.
And I would love to see one of his live concerts, because I'm sure he puts on one hell of a show.
Well, with that in mind, I gotta piss like a goddamn racehorse.
Okay, then. So let him piss like a goddamn racehorse.
Yeah, so in the next video, we're gonna go on to something a lot different. We're not going rock artist, we're going comedian.
Oh, absolutely, and this is something that I'm going to be part of, because I know these fucking albums by heart, even to this day.
Yeah, find out who it is. We'll see you next time. Alright, I guess you're wondering why we all of a sudden cut over to HQ1 all of a sudden for this edition of All In. So, some breaking news with Marilyn Manson. He actually released a new single. Well, not really his original song, but he released a remake of In the Air Tonight, which was originally Phil Collins. Also included with that is a B-side called As Sick as the Secrets of Sleep. And I just happened to be scrolling on my phone, and on the S24 you get like a random news feed, and it said Marilyn Manson single close to hitting #1. And I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta check this out. I thought it was maybe a single off of their latest album. But no, it turns out it's a standalone single, not on the album. So I got on YouTube here, and I ended up listening to the single and the B-side, just to form my thoughts on it here. And yeah, they didn't do a bad cover on In the Air Tonight. I actually liked it. Not a bad single. And that drumming part, I kind of was like sitting there anticipating it, like a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, but he kind of like paused before he did it. It's like, come on, we know it's there. I remember like when Family Guy, like Stewie kind of did that bit one time whenever he was sucked into the TV of static. But I remember like, I believe Seven Dust, was it No, I think it was Nonpoint that did a cover of this years ago that was pretty good also. But as for the B-side, we have As Sick as the Secrets of Sleep. And it was sort of like a slow, trippy song. Not real bad. But, these two tracks could have fit the end of the album pretty well, I think. But here in the description of both music videos, I would say, like, they were audio videos. Not really a music video, but audio videos. But it says, in anticipation of his upcoming 2025 One Association Under God tour, iconic rock legend Marilyn Manson has revealed a cover of luminary musician Phil Collins' seminal song In the Air Tonight. The single has been released with the B-side track As Sick as the Secrets of Sleep on a maxi CD, which sold out in just 4 hours. So yeah, they did a very limited run of a physical copy of this, and it must have sold out like real quick. But it can still be streamed and downloaded if you want to hear it, or go to YouTube and check it out. But yeah, those two tracks, they're not too bad, so yeah, I'm gonna definitely put them in my playlist for sure. But I figured I would cut in here and add this little segment into the video, since the Marilyn Manson edition hadn't dropped yet as of the release of these songs. Which, as I'm taping this now, it'll release in like a week, so I'm going to go in here and re-edit the video and re-upload it and reschedule it. So by the time you're seeing this, hello from last week. We'll see you later.